What's going on, guys? Here we are down at Frankston skate park. It's a beautiful blue sunny sky day today. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do a tail whip. So this is something I've been quite frequently hit up about for you young guys that are just starting and you don't know how to tail whip. So there's a couple of different ways people actually do a tail whip. People do it with their front foot, people do it with their back foot. Personally, I do it with my front foot. Vinny, what about you? Front foot or back foot? Front foot.
Yeah.
And some people do it with both. So some people want to do like whip bar whips, they do back foot and just kick it. But me, I've never been able to do that. That was too tricky for me. So I do it front foot, whip front, catch back, and then repeat, you know. That's how it goes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the different ways. So if you do it front foot, I'll teach you how to do it front foot. If you do it back foot, I'll teach you how to do it back foot as well. So I'll go over both of them and then we'll get right into it. So first of all, guys, you need to know how to do a good jump. So you can't be hopping like 2 centimeters off the floor. You need to do a pretty big decent jump, or else it's going to be really, really hard because you're going to have to spin the tail really, really fast. So the higher the jump, the slower you can do the whip, which is going to be easier in the long run. But I kick it front foot. So what I do is I put my foot kind of at the front of the scooter. I put it like just about halfway. It really depends on where I'm standing. I stand with my back foot at the very back. So where this kangaroo logo is right here, with my friendly grip, I have my front foot around there. But I put my toes just on the side here. So my toes actually go on the side like this. So what I do is when I flick it, I'm standing on my toes, and I flick my foot right out to the side like that. So that's going to be the easiest way for me to do it. I don't like having my foot in the center because what happens is when I slide it, I have to slide across the whole grip tape. So when it's on the side, I can really flick it and it can go. The more concave you have on your scooter, the better, personally, I think. Because when the concave's there, you can really dig your toes in and get it on the side. When it's quite flat, it's kind of hard to stick your foot in there. I'm going to whip for you guys just to show you really what I do. So it's quite hard to learn, but at the same time, it's quite an easy trick. Once you really get it down, you'll find it quite simple. But as soon as I flick my front foot, I leave my back foot in the exact same position. So what happens is, I flick my front foot and the tail comes around and my back foot is ready to catch it. So I'll do another one and just watch how I keep my back foot in the exact same position. Like that. So my foot was in the up against the brake and it landed up against the brake as well. So I'll do another one. We'll do a nice close up of this one, Vin.
Yo.
So tailwhips might take you a while to learn. It's something that could take you 1 minute. It's something that could take you up to a year. I know people that have been riding for at least 2 years that still can't tail whip. I know people or skateboarders that have gone on a scooter and tail it within 20 minutes. So, you know, don't expect to get it first try, and then again, it might take you a long, long time. So it's all about trial and error. So if you don't think it's working, try it a different way. So always try and mix up your feet positioning and the way you're actually doing it, because you might find it a little easier. Everyone has their own personal opinions on how they whip. But if you do want to kick it back foot, I'll show you how to do this one. So the way I used to practice this one was I'd put my front foot behind me and I'd just kind of flick it and catch it with the same foot. I wouldn't actually jump. I'd kind of get the flicking motion down. Because I actually don't kick back foot, I don't know the preferred way to stand. I don't really want to say I stand on my toes because I don't. I kind of stand with my toes hanging over. So what I do is I'll kind of point my toes down and scoop it across. So when I flick it, it's kind of on the edge of the scooter, it wants to flick. But I'll do one on flat real quick. That one feels really weird to me. I'll do another one.
I don't choose to.
So that one feels super weird to me. I'm not a back foot man. But at the same time, I wish I did kick back foot because I wish I kicked heels. Back foot because I kick it on front foot. But anyways, we're not talking about that trick right now. We're talking about tail whips. Well, one of the best ways I recommend learning this trick is actually doing a can-can. So you ride along, do a can-can. And as you do a can-can, you jump and you flick it with your back foot and jump on it. So that way you kind of get a feel of catching the tail whip while we're riding along the scooter. So you jump, can, flip whip, jump on. You can't actually do that with your front foot if you kick it, or you can jump like that, but it doesn't work as well. It works better with the back foot. That way you're going to learn how to kind of flick and land on the scooter and catch it with your back foot as well. So it's going to be the easiest way to kind of get a feel of how the whip feels in the air. If you guys are struggling to do this flat, find a kicker like this one over here behind us. Try it off with that one. So I'll do a whip off this one. If you guys don't have a kicker or a ramp nearby, you can go out the front and go to a curb, something like that. Something with a little bit of an up ramp. Even your driveway, something will work. As long as it's going up and you can jump out of it, it's going to be better than doing it on flat. You'll find it easier. It's more of a mental thing as well. I feel like if you feel like you're jumping up something, you can do it better.
That's what your boy did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I learned it on like those gutter things.
That's right, so you do off the curb, gutter, whatever you guys want to call it, driveway. That'll be one of the easier way to learn it, or you can do a fly out at the skate park. I probably would prefer to do it on flat or out of a bank than out of a quarter pipe, because in that way you're going to get a feel for the whip a bit better. When you do it out of a quarter pipe, you go out of the quarter pipe like this, then you have to lean forward and all that kind of bad stuff. So doing it on flat would be preferred, or would be the easier way, because then when you go to the skate park you can just quint whip to heel, rewind if you wanted to, I don't know. If you guys, just make sure when you do this you're kind of rolling. You don't want to be standing in the same spot and trying to do a tail whip, because it's going to be really difficult. You're going to struggle with your balance. So if you're kind of rolling along, take 1 or 2 pushes and kind of roll and get comfortable, and then do a tail whip. Push, and then do it. Because when you're actually rolling, you jump a further distance, so technically you're having more time in the air rather than just standing up and down and trying to jump. Like I said, it's kind of hard to get your balance and jump up and just try and whip and catch it. It becomes quite difficult. So there's some people that actually do a crossfoot whip, so they kick with their back foot but they put their front foot this way. It's kind of weird. I know one person I can name off the top of my head, that's Ben Duncan. He used to do that. If you guys want to go on YouTube, type in Ben Duncan Vex scooters, I think it's Vex, he'll probably have one in there. But I'll show you what it looks like if you guys do it like that. I mean, it's not the wrong way to do it, but you'll find tricks quite difficult. So this is how they do it. Bit of a crossfooter, hey? Crossfoot tail whip, hey?
Crossfoot tail, crossfoot.
Crossfoot tail, crossfoot shirt. Honestly, if you guys have a trampoline scooter, that would be the ideal way to learn it, because you can bounce as high as you want and do the tail whip as slow as you want. And it's going to be one of the safer ways to do it as well, because it's pretty much going to be wrapped in foam. So if you do hit yourself in the ankle, which you will do quite regularly, so when you're learning tail whips, whipping yourself in the ankle is a very, very common thing. I've copped some really bad tuners from a Razor Pro. I'm sure anyone that grew up riding Razor Pros copped some pretty bad tuners on them things as well. So a trampoline scooter would be ideal, but if not, again, flat rather than fly out. I think flat would be better to learn on than fly out. I learned it on flat. What about you? Do you learn on flat?
Learned flat.
Most people learn it on flat, really. So it's something you guys can literally pick up your scooter at home and give it a good crack as well. So we're going to find some obstacles around the skate park right now, and we're going to do some tail whips off them, up them, and down them. Now I know one of the first things people are going to say is, I can't tail whip because I do it the other way. Well, that's not a tail whip, that's actually a heel whip. So that'll be another tutorial for another day, so I'll teach you guys that if you really want to. But what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see more tutorials? Do you want to see the basic stuff like bar spins, 360s, heel whips, all that kind of stuff? Or do you want to see more advanced stuff like buttercups, flares, I don't know, 540 flares, that kind of stuff? Whatever you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section below, because I actually like doing tutorials. They're actually really fun. It's a bit of a break from doing the vlogs and the reviews and stuff like that, so I like helping you guys and I want you to improve. I want you to be able to come to somewhere and look up how to do tutorials, and pretty decent ones as well. So most people do tutorials and they kind of just spit some random crap and say, this is how you do it. They don't get really in-depth. So that's pretty much going to do it for today's video, guys. Give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of good stuff. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.